Oh, let's turn on all of our things here. Hello, everyone. It's another kind of cool-ish evening here. Maybe one of these Monday nights it'll be warm enough I won't have to wear a sweatshirt out here, but at least it's not raining. We had rain forecast for today. So I don't know how many of you... Hello, Chris. Glad to see you're feeling better. From this morning, do you mean? I was a little mixed up this morning, if you watched this morning's video. I'm glad that I did it. I felt a lot better after I talked about it. I was feeling pretty, just mixed up, I guess. Happens sometimes. Oh, it's pretty windy. I hope that's not messing up the sound. Now, I've kind of learned now, if I just sit down and talk about it, whatever's going on, yeah, having an ear helps, yes. It does. Yeah, if I just sit down and talk about it, even if even if I think that no one's going to get it or want to watch it or whatever, it just makes you feel a lot better. And I think it kind of stops that loop, you know, because I was definitely in the loop this morning where I was just not right. Not confused necessarily. I knew what was going on, but I just needed to talk it out, I guess. And it seemed like a lot of people understood what I was talking about, which is kind of a, you know, it's a different experience to have people actually get it, you know. Hello, Idaho. Oh yeah, the warrior types. And I'm finding that the warrior types, at least the ones that at least hello California. At least the ones from that comment on my channel, the warrior types seem to be men. And maybe that's the difference between a male INFJ and a female. Oh, then Florida. Little Rhodey. Is that Rhode Island? Is that what you mean? So I've yet to sit down and have a conversation with a male INFJ other than, you know, in comments. And I do know one, so I could, and I haven't asked him if he would have a conversation with me, but I'm just interested to know if the differences between, you know, how females as an INFJ deal with things as far as men. And there are, the warrior types seem to be more of the men. Yeah, that's just kind of what I'm gathering. How is your life? It is good. It feels very normal. I'm of course back to work. I've been back to work, I think it will be 5 weeks now. So it feels very normal. It's summertime here, even though it's a little chilly and windy. It's summertime for us. There's less guys. Yeah, INFJ men are more rare than INFJ women, from what I hear statistically. Women are who is important. expand on that a little bit of why about women being important. I think men are just as important. We need all kinds. Yeah, it feels good to be back to work and have a schedule again. I really missed my clients and having conversations with them. Thank you, Allie. Oh, balancing the vibration. That's the second time I've heard that today. Oh, yeah, this nice garden. Yeah, thank you. This is part of one. This is like my sun, like full sun bed, and I have flower gardens all the way around my house, and I have a vegetable garden, and I do. Oh, Elias, you'll have to switch profiles because I would have to. Do you want me to, Elias? Do you want me to put? Where's your coffee cup? I have kombucha. It's evening here, so I've already had supper and it's evening, so no coffee. So we're having some kombucha. And it has some mint leaves, which I grow here. Yeah, Elias, did you switch? I'm talking to my moderator here. Wrong account. There you go. I like kombucha very much. You seem to straddle the line between INFJ and INFP. Not sure which part is stronger in me. I think you have to identify, I don't know a lot of the difference between, but I think you have to identify whether you have that extroverted feeling, because that seems to be a big identifier for INFJs. I have a friend who's an INFP, and we are very similar and get along well, but we are, different. Oh, digging in the dirt and finding cool stuff is fun, Chris. I love to dig in the dirt. Whenever I go traveling, which isn't very often, I'm always like picking in the dirt, rocks, looking at the plants. I always bring a couple rocks home in my pocket. Actually, when I put this hoodie on, I had 2 rocks in the pocket because my niece was here and she gave them to me. She's 4 and she says, I brought these for you. Which is your favorite food? I like lots of food. I really like pizza. That's one of my favorite foods. We had a beef steak for dinner. That was very delicious. I grilled it. I can't really say what my favorite food is. Probably chocolate. I don't know if that's food. That's a treat. But if I was going to have a meal, probably pizza. We had that last night. I think well, maybe not everybody likes pizza, but it's so easy to love, cheese and crust and yeah, I don't always like to INFJ feel good with food. I don't always like to eat because my belly hurts a lot, but if it's really good food, then I do like it. Anything cooked on a charcoal grill, I know it. I know it. And Kieran, we have discovered applewood flavored charcoal. Right now we have hickory, but applewood type charcoal is just so good, so delicious on anything that you put on there. Well, we feel deep with food. Yeah, there's definitely a connection for me in feeding people. I do enjoy eating with other people and feeding them. And let's see, have you always been INFJ? I believe so. I think I've always kind of been this way. I definitely tried to be something else in the past, but yeah, I think I've always been like this. Not surface eat, no deep. I'm not really understanding. Do you think that we as INFJs are more likely to receive the gift of discerning spirits? Greetings from Germany. I don't know, but I feel like probably, because a lot of the INFJs that I talk to definitely have that gifting. I know I do, but I can't say it's inclusive because, my husband, who's ESFP, has it as well. Yeah, I do find out why I pick up emotions. Oh, not just normal eat. Yeah. I do associate food with certain things, like certain foods make me feel happier sometimes. It's kind of a weird thing, I guess. And when my friend is around, we both like to eat together, and it definitely like bonds us together for some reason. And we like to talk about food, and I'm not sure if that's what you mean, but Chris Lewis, I thought for the longest time, I didn't realize I was picking up other people's emotions. I just thought I was a mess. Especially when I went out in public, I just thought, like, why am I feeling all of this? I just thought I was a mess. And once I realized what that was, then yeah, you got to figure out why you're picking up other people's emotions. It is not inclusive. That being spiritually sensitive is not inclusive or exclusive, right? But it is something that I have had for as long as I can remember. When I was a little child, I can remember walking into a room or a certain place and feeling very uncomfortable and being afraid. And as a small child, of course, I didn't know what that was. Now I do. You haven't met any in the wild. Yeah, I went to church years ago with a guy, and I did a video about him. And I didn't realize that he was an INFJ as well. If we make the food we eat, it is more meaningful. Yes, and if you make the food you eat, and especially if you raise the food you eat, which I do raise some food, or if you know where it was raised, that is even more meaningful to me anyway. Like a lot of my chickens, I've known them since they were hatched, and then I grow them out, and then they get processed and we eat them. So it is more meaningful. You're less likely to waste then, because it just, I don't know, it feels better. Hebrew Roots movement. I don't know what the Hebrew Roots movement is. I've never heard of that. I will look into it when I get off of this live here, but I don't know what the Hebrew movement is. When going out in public, did you ever start to dissociate because of picking up on others' emotions? I haven't been, that I've noticed, I haven't been dissociating much lately in the last 6 months or so, because I had some therapy and we dealt with some of that. I don't know if the dissociation was from dealing with other people's emotions, or it may have been because, when I was around a lot of people, it felt very stressful to me. And then, that's why your brain dissociates, because it doesn't want that stress or what it deems as trauma. So then you dissociate. I The last few times that I did do any dissociation, it was because I was probably having a conversation I didn't want to have about something that was maybe uncomfortable for me, or I was in my therapist's office. Am I broken? Then dealing with it and figuring out whose is whose. Love and I went through drugs and all. Are you broken? No. I used to think I was broken for a long time. And I guess everybody is broken in some way. You know, no one grew up perfectly. And it's hard for me to sometimes decipher my feelings from others, but I've kind of learned to identify what my feelings are before and what I feel about something before I go into it, and that helps me a little bit. But sometimes I still get overwhelmed by other people's feelings, especially if I'm in like a crowd or a group situation. I deal with that quite a bit when I go to the gym. And you know, there's like 8 to 10 other women there, and then all their feelings, but I just have to remember that that's not my stuff, it's theirs, and I need to concentrate on what I'm doing so I don't fall down. You know. Oh, my skin looks nice, thank you. I'm starting to break out a little bit though. I will be happy always. I wish that was the case. I'm trying. I have been very happy for a while, which is good. I'm generally not depressed in the summertime. I was last summer. I had a really long depressive episode last year, but I have been quite happy and peaceful as of late. I have seen Boom Shika. I love her. She's so fabulous. She's just so delightful. I love watching her. Oh, Messianic Jews. No, I haven't. Immortal Flame, our moderator, is going to look it up from us. Turn to certain principles of the Torah by seeking a better understanding of the culture, history, and... Oh, that is really interesting. I do know that my brother had his DNA tested. I didn't have mine tested, but he had Ashkenazi Jew in his DNA. So I thought that was interesting. Well, thank you for that prayer. Yeah, end times and deceptions, they are coming. They are here. Thank you so much. Yeah, they are, end time deceptions are here. And I'm just, you know, continuing to pray, continuing to study my Bible, continuing to keep my, you know, my awareness open, my discernment, and to, you know, cast aside the things that I think are not from God. And that's my plan. We'll just see how it goes. And I trust that God's going to protect us. So T-Rev, yeah, that's absolutely the case. When my house is, you know, I've got a house full of extroverts. My one son who was on the live stream last time, my middle one, he is an introvert. But when they are happy, I'm happy for the most part. When they're excited, I feel excited, you know, and I can kind of feed off of their energy, and I like that. But then the downside of that is when one of them is upset, it kind of ruins my day. And that's the difficult part, especially when you have teenagers, because they can go from being like blissfully excited about something to angry or really upset in a matter of minutes. And it kind of ruins my day. But I have to remember that, you know, it's not mine and I didn't do it, and you know, they need to work it out, and I can help them work it out, but I don't have to take it on, you know. I don't know my Enneagram. I know someone asks me that every time. I have tested, I think, 3 or 4 times. And I know I've gotten a 1, a 4, a 9, and a 2. It's always something different. I'm not sure why that is, if it's at my mood or what. There's a lot of coincidences going on. Hard to talk because I don't like cliches. I watch her and Wounded Healer, and yeah, I watch Wounded Healer too. She seems so sweet, and I enjoy her videos. And I notice there is a lot of there's a lot of like consistent things that everyone is kind of talking about at the same time. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild how that works. Our energy, yes, Immortal Flame, you're right. Our energy is like your energy, yes. Well, I'll look into that channel for End Times Deceptions. I have been watching, not as much this week, but I was watching a lot of end time things around the first of the year, because I tend to read Revelation at the end of every year, and then I kind of get interested in that for a while. And then as I was seeing things starting to happen, with the coronavirus and the lockdowns and all the different things, I was like, okay, something's going on here, and I could feel a change in the spirit, and I'm like, okay, are we in the end times? Is something happening? And yeah, but I always watch more videos about everything, you know, because once you start doing that dive, you just keep going. I will be thinking of something one of you will talk about. Yeah, and isn't that funny, Chris? It's so strange. I hear that a lot. I'll post a video and then I'll go to another channel and they're talking about the same thing, or they will the next day, or my commenters are like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about that. What a timely upload. And it's just it's so bizarre how we can all kind of be on the same page. Yeah, I've heard that Frank James is an INFP. I don't care what he is. He explains things really well, and he's extremely entertaining. And he was one of the first channels I started watching about MBTI, and I just think he's great. He's just hysterically funny, and he puts on when he does the different characters. I just love him so much. But whatever his type is, I mean, people have come into my videos and retyped me so many times. They call me, INTJ, IS something, ENFP, lots of different things. And people are going to come in and say, Count it all joy, nice to see you. You're up late tonight. Yeah, my spirits are up from this morning. I was very bothered this morning, and I almost didn't upload this morning, and then I almost canceled this, because you know how that works. You're like, if you feel off, you just want to not do anything. So, but then I'm like, no, I'm going to just sit down in front of the camera and I'm going to make a video. I'm just going to spill everything out, and if it's trash, I won't upload it, and if it's at least somewhat understandable, I will upload it. So that's what I did, and I'm glad I did, because I immediately felt better. Sometimes you just got to get that stuff out of your head. We've seen fire, flood, and pestilence. You're right, Karen, we have. We have. Fire, flood, and pestilence. And I've been calling this coronavirus pestilence since kind of the beginning, and people kind of look at me weird when you use that word, but I like pestilence. Oh, the wind is messing with the mic, yeah. Now, being deeply affected by the moods of other people is a common difficulty with empaths. It sure is. Yeah, it is beautiful, Mike. Thank you. I maybe will sit a different place, because I notice nothing is blooming behind me right now, but there's a lot of buds, so maybe they'll have a different place. But I love to sit underneath this tree. And Immortal Flame, just so everybody knows, is my son, and he is 12. And he does a fabulous job moderating for me, and he's very excited about his job, so be kind to him. Maybe this is a warning we should take a step back. Kieran, I think about that sometimes. I know there was definitely times in the last year, just with this channel and stuff, that I thought I should just throw out the whole thing and stop what I was doing, because there was a lot of attack coming against me. Some from people that were commenting, and some just internally, and probably, you know, a little bit maybe demonic attack. But I think it is not time to take a step back. I actually think it's time for us to speak, because people need our brand of speaking, you know. I feel like a lot of us have been quiet for a long time, and I think it's time for us to share what we have with other people. So there's my bit on that. Oh, your teenage boys didn't say Happy Father's Day. I'm sorry. I don't think my boys said Happy Father's Day to their dad either. I told him Happy Father's Day. And actually, I had ordered him a gift a good month ago, and the stinker found it. Or, well, he found out that I ordered it, so I ended up giving it to him a month ago. And then I made him make dinner last night because he wanted homemade pizza. I'm sorry they didn't say Happy Father's Day to you, Mike. Those boys are jerks. Any daily physical, spiritual routines you do for health, relaxation, or have you noticed any physical, spiritual practices that help you to breathe, feel good? I generally start my day, I get up and make my coffee. My Bible is sitting next to my chair, and I read one chapter out of 3 books in the Bible, and it's not necessarily in any particular order. Like right now, I am reading the book of Genesis, the book of Joel, and I think I'm in, I just forgot, one of the New Testament books. So I just read one chapter out of each book every morning, and then I sit and pray. And by praying, I don't necessarily make a list of requests for that kind of praying. I just kind of sit with my eyes closed and I just listen. And sometimes I'll say, you know, I'll ask God what he wants to speak to me, and that's what I do. And I generally do that every morning with my coffee. While I was on lockdown, I was sitting in my closet with my Bible and praying, and I wish I was still doing that. I still need to do that, but now I have to go to work, so I don't have that time in the middle of the day to do that anymore. And then the other relaxation, I walk outside in the morning. After I'm done with my praying, my first cup of coffee, I will take a lap around my yard and just kind of look at everything. And that really relaxes me and makes me feel peaceful. Probably because I'm outside, and a lot of times I'm barefoot, and I know that being barefoot on the ground is really good for you. I can't remember why, but that's just something I do. And then I go to my PIO class, which is really good for my body, but then it's also good for my mental health to get that regular exercise, and I do that 3 times a week. Oh, hello, Todd in Alaska, the Prairie Nation. And the lost ducky wherever she is. Yeah. Oh, I know. I think something ate her, because this morning I found a duck wing in my front yard almost by the road, and then a lot of feathers. So something came, and you know, these ducks, all of a sudden this spring they decided they needed to be feral, and they stopped using the coop, and they stopped going inside their fence at night and all of that. So they're just like out in the elements for anything to take them. And I do have a livestock guardian dog, but she of course is inside that fence at night, so she can't protect them if they're outside the fence. But my other duck, my mama duck, she's still hatching. I don't know how long it's going to take her to hatch. She's got 2 ducklings out, and she's still sitting on those eggs. And I don't know. I would assume when she knows they're all hatched, that are going to hatch, she would get up. But I put food and water by them, so they'll be okay. But yeah, she's got 2 little ducklings. I'll show them to you pretty soon. Haters, jealous, wannabe people, because grass is greener. That's what wounded does. And sometimes my heart goes out to y'all. Yeah, you do get people in your videos. I haven't for a while. Now that I say that, I'll probably get one tomorrow. But I haven't had one for a while that are just mean. And I don't know what their deal is, but they just do that. And it does, making videos does mess with you a little bit. And it does kind of rip you up a little bit. But in the end, I think it's beneficial for other people, which is, you know, who we kind of live to serve, and then also beneficial for the creator as well, and for the most part. But if I'm having a rough time, you know, I will let you guys know. I just watched that video you made. I also just feel so strongly, even as an INFP, it's the Holy Spirit for sure. Yeah, I think so. It was a rough video to make. I was really messed up this morning. Mike, kids just, weren't you the one that told me that they fire you at 17 and they rehire you as a consultant at 23? Their parents, they don't appreciate their parents at the time that they need to appreciate them. I've given my kids everything too. I would definitely tell them it hurt your feelings that they didn't appreciate you for Father's Day. They need to hear that kind of stuff. They might not react appropriately. They might get mad at you for saying that, but you definitely do need to tell them, because they don't know how you feel. Just because you know you can feel how they feel doesn't mean they can feel you. We don't owe anyone our soul, no. You're strong because shark. I don't know what shark NH, that might be a typo. You'll have to redo that one. Sharing from the heart takes strength. It does. It's brave to look at the way the world has been going. Oh, I love Proverbs, Chris. It's one of my favorites. Yes, walking barefoot they call earthing, is that, or grounding. Yeah, and I've always walked barefoot. Maybe that's why winter is so hard, because I can't. You're good, Immortal Flame. I found two. Oh, you found two chicks, Chris? Like just by themselves? Two ducklings or two chicks? Do you have chickens? We're in Wisconsin, if you can't tell by the way I talk. It's okay. Yeah, this is Wisconsin. I live in northern Wisconsin. Earthing is legit. Yeah, I believe it is. I really do. Because I notice, yeah, I notice when I don't, like the winter time is just horrible. I can't. Jeffrey, when you feel, just because you can feel how they feel doesn't mean they can feel you, right? And Jeffrey, I did not know that for the longest time. And it seems so obvious to me now, but I like to repeat it because I didn't know that for the longest time. I thought everybody operated that way. I didn't realize that other people couldn't pick up my emotions. And actually knowing that took care of a lot of social anxiety for me, because I thought, oh my gosh, if they knew everything I was feeling walking into this building, walking into this congregation, they would just think I was crazy or something, or they would just dismiss me right away. But they don't know. They can't feel. It's a small percentage of people that can feel what somebody else is feeling, you know? So, excuse me. But that helped me a lot to know that. Oh, thank you, Dark Light. I appreciate you guys. I had told my husband and son right before I went live, I'm like, I think this is one of the first times in my life where I feel like I have people that like me. And that's really sad to say. And I know there have been people in my life that have liked me, but I never felt like they did, you know? So I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate that you show up for this, that I don't come on here and babble to myself with nobody, you know? it's amazing. It's just unreal and amazing. And all the different perspectives and all the different places that everybody comes from and their experiences, it really means a lot to me. And it has changed my life so much. Yeah, this is the first time people have liked me. Oh, and my dogs are outside, so hopefully we don't hear any barking. That's okay. I will tell my moderator to let him in the house because he's here. Yeah. Anyway, can you guys hear the birds? I don't know how good the audio is on these things when I do these. It's not like a video that I can record and then watch back quick to check, so. Oh, let's see if I missed anything. Can't hold all my feelings. I hear you there. Dark light got me. All the standard crap we go through and still give a damn. You guys are amazing. Yeah. Oh, hello, Liza. Yeah, so Dark Light got me watching that musician NF. And so I watched a video of his this morning. I think it was called Why Did You Leave Us? And then I was a puddle on my kitchen floor. So I'm like, oh, too many feelings. I don't blame me. You told me to watch him, so then I look him up on YouTube, and then now they're in my suggested, so whenever one pops up I watch it. So I watched that one this morning. Oh my gosh, I had so many feelings this morning, and that was after I posted my video. It was so sad. And I don't know if you know this, but you know, I lost my dad. It's been almost 3 years ago to addiction, so that was kind of a personal thing for me. Immortal Flame, are you around? I need you to let him in the house, or let Hedda in the house, because she's barking. Yeah, smartphones and caffeine. Well, I've tried to go without caffeine before, back when I had migraines years ago, but I'm sorry about the dog barking. Back when I had migraines years ago, I tried to go off of caffeine for 6 weeks, and it didn't work, and I didn't feel any better, and I love coffee, so I'm like, this is stupid. I'm having caffeine. But yeah, the more that I'm on my phone and the more that I watch things, and unless it's like something really mundane, or not mundane, but something that's not like stress inducing, like the news or conspiracy theories or other things like that, I do have a lot of anxiety if I'm on my phone all the time. And yeah, we need to kind of put those things aside, walk away from them. I don't carry it outside with me generally. It's usually just left in the house. This is a safe zone. You know, count it all joy. I don't feel safe with a lot of people either. And I have to tell you that I'm feeling better about it now. But initially, when I started my channel, and even within the last 6 months, I was very afraid, very paranoid of people. And I was afraid for anyone to know where I lived. I was afraid for anyone to know my name, because I'm just paranoid of people. So, but I am feeling safer, and I'm feeling like I can, you know, still guard myself. Even though I share very personal things, I still, you know. You seem lighter, however, so yeah, Dark Light, sometimes you need to cry, and if the crying came out because of that because of that song, it probably needed to, because if I was completely healed over losing my dad, and if I could, really identify with this song, because, in the song he's talking about, losing his mom to addiction and the feelings that he felt, it's probably a cry I needed to have, you know? So, and usually when I think about my dad now, I did think about him yesterday, Father's Day. I'm not like horribly sad anymore. There is a sadness, and I don't think that'll ever go away. But yeah, that song hit me hard. I might listen to it again, but we'll see. I don't know. It hit me hard. I didn't even watch the video part. I just listened to it, because sometimes if I watch a music video, I get so distracted by the visual that I don't absorb the words, Oh, I love my coffee in the morning, Liza. I love it. I love it. I saw you insulting all the types. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can't have it past noon either, Liza, because I have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. What would you think about if there would be an INFJ convention? Would you go there? Well, I would say yes, I would want to, but I would be incredibly nervous. Incredibly nervous. Because I think we're intimidating. I think you guys are intimidating. I would be so nervous to meet any of you in person, I feel like. Or at the same time, maybe I would feel like I was perfectly comfortable. I don't know. I would have a lot of mixed feelings about that. I would probably try to go, but I would want to bring my friend Gwen. And she would have a great time because she's good with all the people. She's just... Her and I both would probably have to sleep for 10 hours afterwards, but yeah, I would probably have to bring my friend Gwen for protection, Your man is tough as nails. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he would protect me. Todd, we are so similar. I am the second of 5 siblings as well. Yep, you are right. My mom is still alive. I don't really talk to her too much because it's a difficult relationship, but she is still alive. I did have to take care of my youngers, the 3 younger ones. I didn't have to, but I just did, specifically my brothers. And Todd, I haven't really talked about my family much, only because I'm concerned that if my mom or sister watch the videos that they would come after me, I guess. That would be hard. Yeah, Darklight, I've watched a few other ones. I watched Leave Me Alone, and I liked it. But yeah, I have to watch some more of them. But yeah, Kieran, INFJ convention would be great. Reaction video, the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald here. You are close maybe to Whitefish Bay. Whitefish Bay, is that Lake Superior or Lake Michigan? Lake Superior is, I believe, about 2 hours north of me, maybe 2.5. Convention of introverts. Yeah, we probably would all just sit there for like the first half hour and not really speak, and then maybe they'd never get us out of it. Oh, you're last in line of 6. Yeah, we would probably all bring a friend or a spouse or something, so it wouldn't just be INFJ convention. It would be INFJs and their plus ones, My husband is a very social person. He does great at parties or in groups and stuff, and I kind of just, yeah, I kind of like have him. I might have some strange conversation with one person that I've cornered, but yeah, he's a great go-between for me too, except a lot of times he wants to stay a lot longer than I do. That's always a problem. Whitefish Bay is near Milwaukee, so that is probably Michigan, Lake Michigan. Milwaukee is about 4 hours south of me. You might not go to the convention. Uh, it would be something to see, I would think. Now, Lake Superior, I love Lake Superior. My friend Gwen, that was on the video, you know, her parents or her family has that camp up there in the UP. And Lake Superior is about 20 minutes from her camp. So we always take a visit there. It is just unreal. Thank you, Dark Light. You're going to make me cry. Again, I had to watch that video this morning and cried, and that's going to make me cry too. Thank you. Well, you're a social INFJ, Chris. I am at work because I'm, you know, a barber and a hairstylist, so I am social at work. I'm very good at talking to the people there. Although I tend to like to veer them off onto weird conversations, but they probably appreciate that. I have some pretty loyal clients, so they like that brand of conversation. My husband and my daughter can talk to anybody, anytime, about anything, forever. I love that about them, but sometimes I'm like, hey, I want to go home. Would it better turn out that Tulsa? I don't know what that means. Love to see it. I don't know what that means. Tulsa. Tulsa, Arizona. Is that in Arizona? I don't know. It's so draining. Life is draining, it seems like. Let's move this a little bit here. That's better. Then I don't have to lean forward to see my comments. And my hen lost a chick. She's got 7 now. I don't know what happened to the other one. Tulsa, Oklahoma? Yeah, we don't know what better turn out that Tulsa means, Chris. You got to explain yourself. Hi, Rachel. Nice to hear from you. I enjoy your comments. So, ESTP. Oh, I don't know what the Mandela effect is either. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sheltered, Darklight. I don't know a lot of things. Hi, Rachel. You're funny. Oh, yeah, Tulsa, the Trump thing. Oh, you're from Louisiana, so I would probably like the way you talk then, too. That northern accent just sounds so funny. There is different modes for every social situation. There is. There is different modes. Yeah, I become quite extroverted at work. Entertaining. I tell stories. Generally about chickens. And sometimes my children. But then I'm real tired when I get home. Physically, because I stand on my feet all day, and then probably emotionally too, because, you know, you deal with people all day. But I really love my job. And I didn't realize how much I love my job until the state of Wisconsin said I couldn't go to it for 8 weeks. And I decided I would never pick another career. I mean, I've done it for 20 years, so obviously I do like it, but I realize how much I love my job and I love my clients and I appreciate how loyal they are to me and how they just come back, you know, year after year. Oh, better turnout than the Trump rally. Yeah. I tried to watch a live stream of the Trump rally, but then, I don't know, I think I got bored waiting for it or something. Well, maybe, because I know they always say introverts unite separately in our own homes. I've read that. Yeah, the whole Trump thing. The Mandela effect is a very INFJ thing. Well, I'll look it up and see what it is. Oh, you trimmed your own hair? Well, she's going to understand. I would love to cut your hair, Liza. You have beautiful hair. Um, I think everybody trimmed their own hair while the salons were closed, so your stylist will totally understand. I had a lot of wives cutting their husband's hair. I had um, a lot of people cutting their own hair, or people just not doing their hair at all, and they were like a big mess, you know, like roots like this, and guys with like puffed out hair that always had like a nice clean fade. Yeah, it was a lot of crazy hair. So just go back to your stylist. She'll understand. What party do you support? I'm not going to answer that. Chickens. Heard of Mike the Headless Chicken? 1940s. I think I did. You don't have any chickens? I don't know how people can not have chickens. I couldn't live without them anymore. I guess I could, but I like them a lot. They're entertainment and food, and they eat all of our food that we throw away, so there's no waste. Chickens have lots of... You've got bangs. Well, Chris, you could just shave your head because you're a guy. You just take your beard trimmers or your clippers and just shave it down. A lot of guys did that. A lot of guys shave their heads and then they come back into the salon and it's all like sticking out all over, and I had to fix it up. You haven't been to the salon for 30 years? Well, a beard trim, it depends on if you just want to trim or if you want like, you know, to shorten it. If you're going to shorten it, then you want to put a clipper guard on and start with one that you think is 1970s vinyl cover. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to make me cry again. Yeah. So your beard, I would just like comb it all out, brush it out, and then just whack off the strays if you're just going to trim it. But if you want to shorten it, put a clipper guard on, but make sure it's one that's longer than you think it should be so you don't cut it too short to start with. You call him the general now. Oh, here's Minnie. Here's Minnie, everyone. I like beards, Darklight. I trim a lot of beards at work. They take dedication, having those beards. How about wearing masks? You're liking it. Well, Chris, I have to wear a mask at work for about 10 hours, so it's not very comfortable. And I do wear one when I go to, they're not mandated here, except if you work in like close proximity, because I can't keep... Oh, Immortal Flame, can you please let Hedda in the house? She's barking. Yeah, Minnie Moo. She is a drama queen. She's a princess. I don't like wearing a mask at work. It's kind of nice because you don't have to worry about your breath. And as a hairstylist, I'm real close to people, so you don't have to worry about your breath. So if I had a cup of coffee or onions or whatever, you don't have to worry about your breath, but they get really hot and uncomfortable, and I definitely have a headache at the end of the day from wearing a mask all day. If I go to, I haven't been wearing a mask at the store in the town I live in, but if I go to a larger city where I generally buy my groceries, I will wear a mask because it just, oh, just a minute. Yes? Oh. My moderator's yelling at me from the house.
Hedda's at the gate.
Yeah, I know. Can you let her in the house because she's barking? Darklight, you use oil for your beard? Beard oil is good. You should also shampoo and condition it because it is hair. The warmer the weather, the shorter the beard gets. Yeah, my husband too. I want him to just grow it out and never cut it, so it gets really long because he has a very impressive beard. But when it gets warm, he makes me cut it down short. Oh, Minnie, are you done? Are you all done with your photo op? Okay. You would like to go lie on that lawn. Do you not have grass here where you live? Oh, now we have Chico. Everybody's out here. Here's Chico. Yeah, I don't think the masks are good, and that's probably why I was getting a headache, because I didn't you're rebreathing your air, you know? But I have to. Yeah, they're not mandated. We don't have any really mandates in Wisconsin right now. Wisconsin State Supreme Court lifted all of our restrictions, but the health department said that we had to wear masks in the salon because we can't keep 6 feet. So I try to. Oh, now the dogs are wanting to play. Go in the house, you guys. You hear the dogs?
Minnie, Chico. Yeah, we can't hear the dogs.
Well, just get them in the house. Take the dogs in the house. Okay. Okay, I think he's going to try to get those dogs in the house. Rachel, it is so nice to have your hair done. Even for me, I mean, I don't get my hair done that often unless I do it myself. But when somebody else does my hair, I just feel, it feels so good. It's just amazing to get your hair done. Canned oxygen sales. Oh, goodness. Jeffrey, I've sewed about 20 masks.
Do you want Minnie and Chico one?
No, they're fine. Just Hedda. Can you feed her, please?
What?
Can you feed her, please?
She has food in the thing.
Oh, she has food already. Okay, thank you. Now, I sewed about 20 masks for clients to use, and then for me and my family and whatever, in case we had to have them if they were mandated. So I got to choose the fabric I wanted to use. Yeah, Chris, I wouldn't be able to live in the city, I don't think. Whenever I visit one, I'm totally exhausted for days. You love the shampoo? Oh, at a salon, Darklight. Yeah, that's the best part of going to the salon. Masks with Trump campaign logo would be cool. Most of my masks that I wear at work have flowers on them. I took some of my embroidery and made a mask out of it. Or it's like old t-shirts with polka dots or whatever. That's what but I don't like wearing them. But it's something I guess we got to do for a little while. But I don't like to, so I wear it as little as possible. Oh, gross. DJ, what college in the UP? With the accent culture. Yeah, and the people in the UP have more of an accent even than I do. They call them Youpers. Because I hear their accent when I go up there. Especially the older people. You hide in YouTube. Yeah. They're nice people up there in the UP, though. Nice people. A lot of Finlanders, Finnish people. My grandpa is from the UP. Yeah, Kieran, my service is usually not too good either. My signal isn't great, so it might actually be on my end. I don't know. Oh, I can't say it. Gogibik. Oh, you're from Finland, Matthias. Yeah, there's a lot of Finlanders up in the UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. No, not standard masks, Chris. That would be too boring. I want it to look nice. If I have to wear it, it's going to be pretty, you know. Gogibik Community College. Yes, Gogibik. I think I might know where that might be close. Well, my friend's camp is near Ishpeming, which is Marquette area. And I know she went to Marquette University up there. Now I don't know where my dogs went. I'm looking for them. I'll say it, park the car in the garage. There's a YouTuber in the UP, the accent is cool. Yeah. It kind of makes me laugh sometimes when we go up there and then I go in the grocery store. It kind of makes me laugh. Oh, the finish. Yeah, I still want to have my DNA done. I mean, my brother had his done, but we have a different dad. So, I often wonder how people end up in a different part of the world than they were born in. You know, how does a Finlander end up in Canada? You know? I mean, I know why my great grandparents came to America, but now I wonder that. Why would someone move across the world? Thank you, Rachel. Do you have any personal pieces of knowledge to ponder? I don't know. Personal pieces of knowledge. Maybe not today. I always got to process stuff, you know? Open space is important, Chris. Oh, camouflage masks. How nice. Yeah, in the 70s, Finnish people went to work in Northern America. Yeah. That's why so many of them ended up by me. There's a lot of Finnish people around here. No, you don't. You don't, I don't have to process. I can't think of anything at the moment other than, well, trying to think about what I chatted at my husband when he got home, because usually I have to tell him something. I don't know right now. No, Michigan, that upper Michigan accent is a lot stronger than the Wisconsin one for some reason. Darklight, I think I dumped everything out that I was rolling around this morning on my video. You were thinking about big change. Well, I think that the world's going to change. That's what I think. Do you have Finnish ancestors? I'm not sure. I know for sure I have Polish and French, but I don't know about the rest of it because and Austrian. But I'm not really sure about the rest of it because, you know, Americans, we're usually pretty mixed up genetically. You know, we have a lot of different blood running through us. And, yeah, my mom always told me how French I was and how Polish I was. And I know that my great-grandma was from Austria. So that's all I know. Yeah, two of my great-grandparents were from Poland and another one was from Austria. And then my great-grandpa, I'm not sure. He was a French man. But yeah, they got away from tyranny. It's true. Yep, they wanted to be free and work for their life. And they looked for that here. Value yourself so you're more sincere when appreciating others. Long shot. Yeah. Swedish. Valuing yourself has been something I've had to learn to do. How do you feel about going back to church? It is not the same church, Todd. It's a different one. I thought about going back to the same one. They haven't really opened yet. They have been allowed to be open for a good month, but they haven't really opened yet. They're having outdoor services. And I don't know that I really want to go back there. I'm disappointed in the sermons. The worship is great. You know, the music, the singing. It feels comfortable there. I don't feel, other than the one person that doesn't approve of me, but she never liked me anyway, so whatever. She'll have to just get over it, and I'm gonna keep going. So I'm disappointed with the sermons because I always feel like they're like shallow, or not shallow. I don't know the right word. Like they don't have a lot of, yeah, it's shallow. They don't have a lot of depth to them. And I always feel like it's like dumbed down or something. So the sermons aren't really like firing me up or anything, I guess, and aren't making me think too much. I take notes, as in I write down the scriptures that he references so that I can, you know, go back and read it and see what I think about it. But I mean, when you're preaching to a large audience, I think you have to kind of, maybe they have to dumb it down. I don't know. It disappoints me a little bit. The first time you saw me on YouTube, I look like a Finnish woman. Oh, okay. Maybe so. We are here to show empathy, compassion, and understanding because the world is hurting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All you have to do is step into a room with more than, you know, one person, and everyone's hurting. Us included, guys. We're hurting too. Oh, Mr. Goodwrench, so you live in North Carolina. Pastor Troy also lives in North Carolina. The sky is falling, Todd. It is. The sky is falling, and they won't talk about it at church, and I'm so disappointed. I wanted, like, you know, you can't like put in requests for sermons or anything, and I've been there 4 weeks, but I'm like, I wanted a good old-fashioned like end times message, you know, considering what's going on in the world. I wanted like some good like fire and brimstone preaching, I guess. I don't know why I want that. That's what I grew up in, and I like got away from that because I grew up in a Baptist church, and that's the kind of preaching they did. But I guess that's what I was looking for, something with some depth, you know. But I'm still gonna go there because I feel called to be. Jeffrey, I don't think so either. You should not dumb down the message of God. Nope. But I feel like as a whole, at least in the churches I've been in the last 10 years, or maybe most of my adult life here, that's what's happening. It's very like seeker friendly, I guess is what they call it. There's not a lot of, I don't know, they talk about like new Christians need milk and older, you know, Christians need meat. There's a lot of milk. It's seeker friendly. It's for the new people. It's for the baby Christians. And meanwhile, the rest of us that have been around for a while, we're starving, you know, and then we have to go find it on our own, which is sad. Yeah, fire and brimstone, man. I like some of that every once in a while. You hate that all empaths are so beautiful and you fall far. That isn't true. Yeah, I watched a bunch of different preachers on YouTube in the last 7 years because I wasn't going to church, and I found some that I really, really liked. And I just need, like, yeah, good sound teaching. That's all I need. I don't need. You grew up Catholic. My mother grew up Catholic, and then I grew up, fundamental independent Baptist. So there's a lot of, like, guilt and shame on that, too. A lot of condemnation, not much grace. And yeah, I wouldn't go back to that kind of church again because it didn't do a lot for me. I felt very condemned. I felt very dirty. And the Catholic Church, I don't know much about it. There's a lot of Catholics that live around me, a lot of Catholics and a lot of Lutherans, because that's just what there is, which is why we have Friday night fish fries for the Catholics. Yeah, I have, Kieran, I'm the same. I have a constant need for information. I need to be learning. I want to learn new things. I want to gather information. I'm not sure what that is about. I have to be I have to be interested, but I do like to know stuff. Oh, Chico, you're even going to put your ears up? Usually when I lift him up for camera, he just hides. He's ready to go back to work tomorrow. Yeah, Mr. Goodwrench, I just it's hard for me, I guess. It's not that I want to be like beaten to death with words when I go to church, but I don't know. I don't want to be beaten down with words, but I want to be reminded of what we're supposed to be doing. This new trend of this prosperity gospel is hard on me because like I don't know, I feel like we're on this earth with a mission, and to just be happy and sitting isn't part of that. I don't know why I'm afraid of boats, Todd. I have no idea. I just don't like them. I feel uncomfortable. My dad used to take me fishing on the Mississippi River all the time as a kid. Um, I don't think anything bad happened. I just don't like being out in the middle of whatever on a boat. I'm not sure why. I just can't wait to get back to land. So yeah, I won't be going on a cruise anytime soon. That's for sure. Are you done, Chico? You don't want to see the people anymore? He's done with the people, he said. Yeah, Chico, he comes to work with me. Oh, thank you, Jeffrey. Yeah, he is a babe, and I feel like the churches I've been to, and a lot of the sermons I watch on YouTube and stuff too, they're just feeding the babies. And there's a place for that. There definitely is, but when you're with your longtime faithful, we need something more than that. Yes, Rachel, I want truth. Yep. Mr. Goodrich, I went to, and when I was a kid, I was at an independent fundamental Baptist, and there is some good preaching, reverence to God, and some really good biblical foundation. I think the one that I was at, they were a little too heavy on the condemnation part, and I felt very unworthy of anything leaving there. Good night, count it all joy. Do you make facial expressions when you are daydreaming? I don't know. No one has ever told me. Chris, I love Proverbs. I like lots of them. I read them. I used to read Proverbs every month, one a day, because there's 30, I believe, or 31. There's one for each day. Yeah, lately I've been reading the prophets, the fire and brimstone books, Isaiah, Jeremiah. That's what I've been reading. Oh, oh, dark light. What's the matter? You think you're done? I'm sorry. It is past an hour now. I usually try to cut this off around an hour. Did I upset you? Thank you, Chris. Yes, Kieran, we are. What do I think about aliens and alien abductions? Did you ever watch that Blue Beam project thing? I think that's how they're gonna like say that aliens have come. I'm not sure what I think about it. Uh, Anything having to do with aliens or alien movies always gave me the creeps, like the nightmare type creeps, so I think it's demonic, but I'm not sure. Okay, Darklight. Yeah, Mr. Goodwrench, I know there's some good Baptist churches out there, just not around me. And maybe it was good, and maybe I was just in a bad place at that time. I don't know. I didn't. I also didn't grow up in a home that I got a lot of affirmation, I guess. So maybe I just didn't feel good about myself, and then that type of church setting compounded that. Yeah, it is a cool thing, Chris, isn't it? This live streaming. I don't know why I like it so much. I get really nervous and really excited when I know like it's live stream day. If you were alien and saw these people doing their evils, would you want to say hi? I don't want to say hi to anyone that I can see doing evils. I want to tell them to go away. Yeah, I think so. Right, Darklight. I think that is it. I think they're going to use that Project Bluebeam to make us think that something else. Chris, you're not a bother. I think they're going to use that Project Bluebeam to hide some things from us. It's a trick. It's a trick. And then I think when the rapture happens, they're going to blame it on aliens. That's the other thing, I think. But that's the tinfoil hat stuff that most people don't want to talk about. Or they look at you real weird when you do talk about it. What were you in a previous life? I didn't have a previous life. I just have this one life. Prior to this life, I was a child. You're right, Kieran. It is the next best thing. Although I wish it was like a Zoom call where I could see your faces. That would make it much better for me. Because when I look at this, I see my comments scrolling here and then my own face. And I get real tired at looking at my own face, you know? Thank you, Rachel. Yeah. I don't know. Unfortunately or fortunately for myself, I have been very aware of the demonic for as long as I can remember, even as a very small child. I don't have a lot of memory of my childhood, but I do remember being aware of that. So it's not something that I ever want to like hide from people. Even though I get a lot of eye rolls and a lot of weird looks when I say stuff like that, I say it anyway. Teleconference. Yeah, we need little squares with your faces so I can see your faces instead of my own. Jeffrey, you don't need an actual presentable background. Eh. I do the videos in my bedroom with chip paint on the wall, and I just make my bed real quick. I mean, my bedroom's usually pretty tidy, but you don't have to have a super presentable background. I just have a really beautiful yard, so I can sit out here. Yeah, I used to be really, really terrified of my ability to sense evil in a place. Oh, Rachel, I knew what you meant. I used to be very terrified of it when I was younger until the church that I was at for 12 years. I learned a lot about myself there from the pastor and that was there. And I learned about what discernment was and why I could sense these different things. And then I didn't have to be so afraid of it because I knew what to do. Do you ever have deja vu moments? I don't think so. I used to have a lot of dissociation, so I had a lot of like, what am I doing here moments. We're not taught that kind of thing pretty much anywhere. No, but my mom was very sensitive to the spirit, so she would talk about it a lot. I mean, she would tell me that this, you know, something in this room is unholy. You know, she was very sensitive, so she would explain things to me, but I didn't know really how to deal with it or how to respond to a person that I sensed that from. So I did get some knowledge from her, but I'm not sure that she even knew entirely what to do with it either. And then once we joined the Baptist church when I was a kid, you know, she kind of threw away all that, all the giftings that she had, this, you know, spiritual gifts that she had. I used to have a lot of dreams, but I just don't anymore. I didn't sleep well for a lot of years, and then I would remember a lot of dreams or have vivid dreams, but now I sleep really well and I don't remember usually. So now I'll pay attention though. If I have any deja vu stuff, I'll let you know. Oh, DJ, that is terrifying. I never dabble in any of that stuff because I never dabble in any of that stuff only because when I was when I was on a prayer team, I did a lot of like deliverance type prayer, or not a lot, but I did deliverance type prayer, and I know where that stuff kind of comes from, you know, like the entrance that those demons can get to a person. So having to pray that off of people and seeing them struggle with that. So I never mess with anything that isn't that isn't of God, you know? You're like the Sasquatch. Oh, dark light. Well, you know, part of it, dark light, is I have to look pretty for my job, so I know how to do it. I have to look professional at work. Although this bun here wouldn't do it. And you look just fine in your videos. I appreciate videos that aren't super edited and aren't super like put together. But I am, you know, I am just myself. So I look like I put myself together even if I'm not going to work or I'm not doing a video that day. That's just who I am. But you look just fine. Hi, Mona. I forget to sleep and eat. I don't forget to sleep, Chris, but I forget to eat. I do forget to eat. It's a good thing I have a family to feed. Because that reminds me to eat. And I baked some cookies yesterday, so then I ate quite a few of those today because they're available and I like sweet things and you can just grab it and go, and then I don't have to like stop what I'm doing and take my time to sit down and eat food because that irritates me. I never forget to sleep though because I love to sleep. And Mona, my son is not home today. I thought about you because he's at a friend's house until tomorrow, and I thought about you. And I'm like, oh, Garen won't be here to talk to Mona and Darklight and anybody else about anime, although he really enjoyed himself. Yeah, Mona, I can go all day without eating if I have something going on. It's kind of ridiculous. We need to take better care of ourselves. At work, I will just drink 8 cups of coffee all day and then consume 2,000 calories in 8 seconds between clients. Well, that is interesting, Karen. Whatever happened to her? Come here, Minnie. Oh, no. I thought she wanted to come back on my lap, and Minnie does not. Oh, Chico's back. Well, Chris, I'm really good at taking care of my family. At least I think, but I don't take care of myself. And Mona, I think he'll be back because he really enjoyed himself. I would have to let him like take over after an hour or something. I can't let him be more popular than I am though. You know, that wouldn't be fair. No, he's a good boy. But yeah, I think he'll be back on again. I tried to talk my husband into live streaming with me today, and he said no. He won't do any more videos for now either. Yeah, DJ, no one is holy enough. If you give them an opening, they're like invited in. You know, no one is holy enough because we're not Jesus. We're not God. I wish I could have coffee right now. I wouldn't be able to sleep. Thank you, Darklight. Guys, it has been an hour and a half. I'm going to get going, finish my evening, go wash my dishes, you know. get ready for nighttime. Yeah, it's hard with the young ones, DJ. I don't even know what to tell you because I've tried to tell mine about watching scary movies. Yeah, David, the live stream is painless. Unless someone asks you a question like, what's your political thing? Bye, guys. I will see you next time, okay? Thank you so much.